morning, students. Today we're going to talk about multiplying fractions. Multiplying fractions is a lot simpler than adding and subtracting fractions. The only thing you got to do when you're multiplying fractions is multiply straight across. And what I mean by that is you have to multiply the numerators together and then multiply the denominators together. So let's look at some of our examples from the worksheet fractions number 3 that I sent you. Number 1 is 6/8 times 3/12. Okay, the only thing we're going to do in this problem is exactly what I said. We're going to multiply straight across. So I have 6 times 3 is 18. And 8 times 12 is 96. Okay, now I told you all don't worry about simplifying these fractions yet because you can simplify that fraction. But don't worry about simplifying it yet because we are going to do a separate lesson just on simplifying fractions. Look at number 2. Number 2, we got 1/2 times 4/5. Okay, so again, all we're going to do is just multiply the numerators together and then multiply the denominators together. So I know that 1 times 4 is 4 and 2 times 5 is 10. Again, we can simplify that, but don't worry about simplifying it. We are going to do this on a separate lesson. Now, with this problem right here, this is a proper fraction. And again, I know it's a proper fraction because my numerator, which is 4, is my top number, is smaller than my denominator, which is 10. So proper fractions only can simplify to be another proper fraction or a decimal. But I don't want you to do all of that. Now, if your problem had came out to be an improper fraction, you would have to change that number into a mixed number. Look at number 3. I have 2/4 times 7/8. So again, I'm just going to multiply straight across. I know that 2 times 7 is 14. And I know that 4 times 8 is 32. Let's look at number 4. Number 4, I got 2/7 times 7/9. And I'm actually going to do number 4 2 different ways. If I multiply straight across, I know that 2 times 7 is 14 and 7 times 9 is 63. Now I'm going to look at this one a second way. I told you all in class once before, if you have the same number in the numerator and in the denominator when you're dealing with multiplying fractions, these numbers cancel out. And basically they cancel out saying that, okay, 7 divided by 7 is 1 and 7 divided by 7 is 1. So they cancels out. So if I cancel that out or I look at it as 2 times 1 is 2 and I can look at it 1 times 9 is 9. So that problem actually is in simplest form. But again, if you notice that in your numerator and denominator, it doesn't matter where it is. It could be here and there. It could be here and here. And they can also be on top of each other. If you see that you have the same number in the numerator and the denominator, they cancel out. Well, that's really all for our lesson. That was a quick lesson today. Again, we're just multiplying fractions. You multiply straight across. Don't worry about simplifying it because I'll do a separate lesson just on simplifying fractions so we can kind of look at that again. Make sure that you're doing all of your work in my class, Ms. Kaiser class, Ms. Long class. Continue to send us messages through Google Classroom and we'll respond back to you. Try to send all of that before 4 o'clock throughout the week. And we will definitely respond back to you if you have any questions. Please try to turn y'all work in on the due date. Talk to you all later. You all stay safe.